Let's talk about breaking and continuing for a loop. A break statement. It causes a loop to terminate early. The continue statement causes a loop to stop its current iteration and begin a new iteration. So for example, don't pay attention to what's up here, that's from a previous video. Let's look at the example we have here. We're making a counter variable called 0. We're running this while count is less than 10, and we're incrementing it, pre or post incrementing it every single time. And then inside of here, we're just printing it out. However, if count is equal to 5, we are going to break. Now, it seems like I have an issue with too many of these, so let's get rid of that and run it again. And you'll see that it's going to print values, as it should, right here, until count is equal to 5. And once count is equal to 5, you'll see that it's going to break. It'll completely jump out of this loop. You can think of like the program is asking the user for a number, or if you want to quit a loop, you can ask them for the letter Q or character Q, and it will break on that value. You can have a check in here, and that's just some way to do checking like that. If you use a break in a nested loop, the break statement only interrupts the current loop that it's placed in. So let's say you have a loop inside of a loop, it's only going to break out of the inner loop and it will continue on the outer loop. Now, the continue statement causes an iteration of a loop to end immediately. When continue is encountered, all statements in the body of the loop that appear after it are ignored and the loop prepares for its next iteration. So let's say we have, instead of this, I'll actually modify this to do continue. Let's say we'll get rid of this and we'll put continue up here. Now, this is going to be interesting because you'll see that nothing is going to be printed out because this continue statement always pushes it to the next iteration of our while loop. So everything after the continue statement is totally void. You could put this in an if statement and it would do the same thing by basically making everything after it void if it hits that. And so that's just a way to not break out of the loop, but skip the current iteration. In a while loop, the program jumps to the test expression at the beginning of the loop. In a do while loop, the program will jump to the test expression at the bottom of the loop. If you remember how the syntax looks for that, you have do up here, and then you have the while down here. So it looks something like that. And for a for loop, the continue causes the test expression to be executed, so it'll go back up to the header, and then the test expression is evaluated. And that's pretty much going to be it. Make sure you have your semicolon there on the break and continue statements. Pretty useful to know. They can be quite helpful at times. If you want more C++, check out that playlist below the like button. And as always, if you have any questions, comment below. Have a good study.